of AM 620 WSNR or its management.
This is AM 620 WSNR, Jersey City.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Just Enough Heshy show. Tonight's show is very interesting, and I have some special co-hosts and guests on the show, and I'm so proud to introduce them to you. First, my very good young friend, Yankee Flussberg. Hello, Yankee. Welcome to my show. Say hello.
Good evening, Heshy.
And good evening. And, you know, Yankee, I know you since you're in the first grade.
Correct.
Now you're married and a father of two.
Baruch Hashem.
Wow. You know me a long time.
Very long.
Really long.
Yeah.
And you've been to my house many times. Have you enjoyed it always?
Oh, it was beautiful.
And you actually happen to be a fan of my show, which is very good.
Correct.
You better be. And then next to him sits my wonderful, delicious nephew, Moshe Tishla. Hello, Moshe.
Hello, everybody.
We're looking for a girl for him, by the way, everybody. Moshe he helps with student loans, right? And you're going to talk about that in a little bit. Both of you are going to talk about what you do also. And tonight's show is going to be interesting. As you know, I have to tell you guys that, you know, after we do our commercials, I do a quote and joke. And you, now that I know you both since you're little babies, Moshe, I held you in my hand. And Yankee, I drove you around to school many times. I expect you can't just shake your head. You have to say hello. It's the radio. You have to laugh at my joke. Please, somebody. They never laugh at my joke. You two are going to laugh. I invested a lot. Anyways, everybody, welcome to the show. We're going to talk a lot about, we have a lot of subjects to talk about. We have the holiday coming. These are our last three shows before the summer hiatus. And let's talk about my commercials. First, we have a company called Chamula Jewelers. They're a family-owned business for over 40 years, specializing in diamond engagement rings, eternity bands, and diamond jewelry. Or you can just bring your own jewelry to redesign and freshen up for a new look. Chamula Jewelers, we've got the sparkle for you. You guys got to say it now. We've got the sparkle for you. Oh, come on, do it better.
We've got the sparkle for you.
Wow, you guys have lost. Okay, no problem. Visit them at 944 Kings Highway, 718-336-1980, 718-336-1980. You can make a private appointment with them, 944 Kings Highway. And yes, they've got the sparkle for you. We also have Tehillah Tishla. TEETEESTYLES.com. Tehillah at TEETEESTYLES.com. You can check out her website. She does hair, makeup. She helps you with all your party and wedding needs, and she really makes you real good. Take a look at her website again at TEETEESTYLES.com, or just call her at 718-675-6842, 718-675-6842. And matter of fact, her slogan is, she brings out the beauty in you. Guys,
she brings out the beauty in you.
You're getting better, you know, better than those calls. Anyways, we also have my favorite company, guys, Green Line Building Solutions. We help you with plans and permits and stop work orders and vacate orders and inspections. We help with code compliance, and we go to court for ECB violations and corrections. We help owners show them how to get compliance for the violations. We do expediting for DOB and FDNY and DP, and we help with settlements. We do also criminal tickets, and we specialize in evictions, and we help get your gas turned back on. We're located in Borough Park, Brooklyn at 5318 16th Avenue, corner of 16th Avenue and 54th Street. Again, 16th Avenue and 54th Street, 718-871-0382, 718-871-0382. We have Wolf's Grocery Store, located at 2362 Nostrand Avenue, on the corner of Avenue J and Nostrand Avenue, open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. You should go into them. Your holiday needs are coming up. They've got everything from meats and fresh fruits and vegetables and breakfasts in the morning. Wonderful place, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., 2362 Nostrand Avenue on the corner of Avenue J and Nostrand Avenue. You can call them for deliveries, 718-252-1863, 718-252-1863. And then I want to talk about my friend Avi Fleischer from Technical Difficulties at 1504 60th Street, 718-259-4593. Again, 718-259-4593. This guy helps you with recovery of your computer. He helps you fix your computers. He can tie in through the internet, make sure everything is up and running, sets you with backups. Wonderful guy, Avi Fleischer from Technical Difficulties, 718-259-4593. And again, 777, one more place, Barbershop. He helps with the handicap located at 4225 18th Avenue on the corner of East 2nd and 18th Avenue. 718-484-2499. You should make an appointment because every time I go in there and I forget to make an appointment, I have to sit an hour. How busy he is. He has handicap accessibility and he helps with special needs. And Yankee, I want to ask you, Yankee, now let me ask you about your company. What do you do also?
So I started a company where I go to children's birthday parties, upsurns, and I do balloon animals. I do a little bit of magic.
And how do they reach you?
So they can reach me at 917-680-7483.
Again?
917-680-7483.
Now, what does an hour cost for you to come down there?
It depends where I'm going, but usually between a little bit of magic and a little bit of balloons, about 75 to 80 an hour.
Very nice. And usually you do what? What age groups do you usually entertain?
So I've done upsurns before.
3-year-olds, 4-year-olds.
I'll go up to a bar mitzvah.
Oh, really? They have you come there and you make a nice show for an hour.
Correct.
Very nice. And what's the name of your company?
Yankee Flussberg's Balloon Animals.
Yankee Flussberg Balloons Animals. And what's your phone number for us to call you?
917-680-7483.
Guys, call him. He's wonderful, and it's something interesting to have at a birthday party or a bar mitzvah on the side. You know, when my boys got bar mitzvah, for the little kids that came, or even at the wedding, I always have a little magician or a party guy to entertain the kids, to keep them, from running around and making everybody crazy.
And you had the photo booth, I believe.
And we had the photo booth.
Correct.
Wasn't that great?
That was beautiful.
It was great. And what about you, Moishi? What about you? Let's talk. Every week I introduce your company about the student loans, which we're going to talk about today, because you have to explain it to us better. What is the name of your company?
My company is called Simple Loans Solutions.
Okay, don't stop. Tell us what you do.
So what we do is we do.
You can read from the ad.
We're a documental preparation company, which means we prepare your documents to get rid of your student loans. The documents are very complicated to do, so we're like accountants. Either you could do your taxes yourself, or you go to an accountant and they charge you a fee. So we do that for people. We prepare the documentations. The government has many different programs, 8 or 9 different programs. People qualify for different things.
How successful are you?
We help thousands of clients.
Very nice. To get rid of it and wipe out their debt completely, or
Yes.
partially, or...
So it's based off your income, your family size, the way you file taxes, the loan amount. We are able to help you. We make sure that the loan doesn't go up, that the interest and fees don't increase in the loans.
And how do they reach you?
They can reach me at 917-275-8962.
One more time.
917-275-8962.
Do you have a website?
We have a website. It's simpleloansolution.com.
Spell it.
SIMPLELOANS solutions SOLUTION.com.
Very solution or solutions?
Solution. The website is Solution, but the company is called Solutions.
Very nice. And they can check out everything you do on the website.
They can check out everything we do. They could call me for a free consultation, and if they mention they heard it from the show, I'll give them a special deal.
Beautiful, wonderful. Now, guys, for the main part of the show, the best part of the show, just for your knowledge, this is my joke and quote of the day, which I expect both of you to be commenting on. Okay? I don't know. It's supposed to be coming up, so let's see if I can get it up. Oh, here we go. My quote of the day, and this is that I really believe is important. It has long since come to my attention that people of accomplishment really rarely sit back and let things happen to them. They go out and make things happen for them.
Beautiful. Wow.
You understand, Moishi?
Yes.
Just letting things come to you doesn't work. You have to go out and make it, like you guys.
Right.
You push yourself, you struggle. I'm very proud of you. I know you when you're since little guys, and you've worked hard, and you're going to have a tough, long life still. But I'm very proud of how each day you fight, and we're going to talk about a lot of things. Now, here's a joke for you guys, and this is a business joke.
Should we laugh now or later?
No, you're going to have to laugh after the joke. Come on, guys. You have to laugh. You can't laugh yet. So here's the deal. I do in my business, as you know, Moshe, I'm the boss, and I delegate a lot, but I actually do all the billing and invoicing, Yankee. You got it? So one day, a guy, one of our clients, Mr. Zalman, comes running into our office, freaking out, and he saw his invoice, and it said second notice on it. He comes running and he goes to my partner and he says, Penny, I'm sorry. And he paid his bill. He says, I never saw the first notice. So Penny looks at me and says, Heshy, please explain to the guy what the second notice meant. I says, oh, that, I smiled. Well, Mr. Zalman, we don't send out first notices. I found that second notices are more effective. Well, it is.
It always works.
It does work.
People
what I
get
mean?
scared.
That's it, yeah.
Very cute.
Anyways, guys, so I have a lot to talk to you about besides the holidays coming. And I want to first ask you a simple question. You're both now, I know you since you're little boys, you've grown up. You're both now adult men that are voters. Do you like our President Trump?
I love him.
You Moshe?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, you understand that this guy is being harassed by this crazy wacko Nadler, that he did not obstruction. Let me explain to you what it is. First, they said that he's a spy, he did collusion. Now they're trying to get him for obstructing nothing because he wasn't found guilty in the first place.
Right.
Now they said that this guy Mueller, who's the special prosecutor, said, well, I can't indict a sitting president. And I wasn't looking to it, but he did indict other people who did bad. And he can't say that he's giving the president that he's not guilty, but that he's not saying that he is guilty. Now, to I understand, Moshe, maybe you guys maybe understand this better because you're younger than me and you're the next generation. Are we guilty till we're proved innocent? Aren't we innocent till we're proven guilty? So since the man couldn't be proven guilty, he's 100% innocent. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
But these guys are going after him, and this guy, Mr. Nadler, is just whacked in his brain. Now he's going to subpoena this guy. He's going to even subpoena the special prosecutor when he's not going to do it. And guys out there in my radio land, if you want to call in and comment, 718-303-9090, 718-303-9090. This is just ridiculous. And I'm bringing this up to you is that I'm showing you that after $30 million, $30 million, you know what you, me, and Yankee could do for $30 million? We can live a good life. We can do charity. We can help. We don't have to struggle every day. The government spent $30 million, Yankee, on this stupid investigation that prosecuted 2 or 3 people for nothing to do with the crime. They found something else, which they hadn't even no idea to do about it. So this is what I'm trying to explain to you. The government is a waste, and that's why when I run for city council, things are going to be a little different, guys.
Reds.
You are voting for your Uncle Heshy, right, Boji?
Of course.
Yankee?
Absolutely.
Right, you guys are going to help. We're going to go crazy this time. We're going to knock these guys down. And by the way, guys, you can tune into Just Enough Heshy at YouTube, Just Enough Heshy on Facebook, and you can get me Just Enough Heshy on Twitter. You can click our links and click in. And if you want to call into the show again, 718-303-90, or you can text me on my cell phone, 718-288-7844, 718-288-7844. Now, the reason I'm telling you about the government, that it's illegal, and they're never going to impeach Mr. Trump anyways. And they're hoping for the next election because they know that President Trump is going to lose. Look at you guys, young Democratic boys from Democratic families growing up in Brooklyn where your whole neighborhood goes Democrat, and you're going to vote for Trump. Now, do you have a problem that Trump had some personal issues but you believe he's doing a good job? Am I correct?
Right. You have to do what's good for the public.
Even though the television and everybody's screaming that he's crazy, those are just guys who are doing propaganda and they're knocking him. And he never did any collusion, so he never had any obstruction. He's not guilty. And this guy, Nadler, he's our congressman. The man is, I'm telling you, a self-hating Jew. He's short and fat. Not that I have a problem with short and fat people, but this one is ugly short and fat. I call him a Nazi, but I was told not to do that, but I don't really care. I hate him. I should have screamed at him at the last meeting. But this guy is now on the committee. He's just wasting our money time and time again. It's just stupid. And I don't have no idea what to say about him anymore. I've just discussed it. So that's why I'm trying to tell you that government wastes time with its stupidity. So now we're going to the local issues. Forget that they want to shut down all leasing companies. And again, guys like you are not going to pay attention to little stuff like that. And they just passed legislation that they're going to shut us down because they want the big boys to get the business. And the little guys who compete and hustle are being shut down. And you know why I'm telling you this? Because there's a new law that's passed. The Assembly, without us really knowing about it, even though all the landlords are fighting it, 9 bills passed on rent control or rent stabilization. And I'm going to explain it. 3 passed in the Senate with Simcha Felder, that wacko, who does nothing normally except for call the DOT to say, hey, put up a sign by the train that the truck shouldn't pass under it. Well, you don't have to put a sign over there. Why don't you just do a different truck route or no truck route or run them around? This guy finally made a phone call to tell the DOT to post a sign so trucks shouldn't go on Avenue L or whatever K. This is what he's busy with instead of actually doing something normal. Stopping these stupid laws against shutting down companies. And 300 companies, half of them are in our community, 7,000 employees that they're going to put out of work because the big guys are paying them off. And Senator Feld is going to vote for the bill. So the reason why I'm telling you this, the landlords in the city of New York have a rule. If the apartment is rent controlled or rent stabilized, you wait for the rent guidelines board, whatever, there's a board, and every year they come out with a new rule. Can you raise the rent 2%? Can you raise the 0%? And this is how the people who rent apartments, guys, rent these apartments, and they have to follow, the landlords have to follow how you can raise the rent. And if they evict the apartment becomes vacant. So you can find a new tenant. Now, there are rules called preferred rent, special rent, that if you fix up the apartment, you can raise the rents a little bit higher. Now, a lot of these politicians, they live in these rent-controlled apartments. Matter of fact, they were having a Democratic meeting tonight, and the district leader from Brighton Beach, who makes a very nice living and is a lobbyist and radio show and gets donations, he actually lives in a rent-controlled apartment. And nerve of him, and he's upset that the landlords can raise rents when the apartment becomes vacant. If you're moving out of an apartment, why can't I raise the rent? He wants it that not only can't we raise the rent, ladies and gentlemen, that the landlord has to send a letter to the new tenants or anybody else informing you what the last rent is, so he cannot raise the rent, say $100 or $200 or $300. Even though he's found the rules, even though he's fixed up the apartments. So you're now not only going to tell me how much I can raise the rent every year or 2 years, you're also going to tell me that if I fix up the apartment and I don't follow the laws of the building department, the HPD, and all that, and I have to put the money in, and if not, they fine you, Yankee. They fine you, Mushy. They torture you that if a tenant complains that there's no smoke detector, and we know there's smoke detectors all over, but if the tenant takes it down, you know what happens? You get a violation. But the tenant took it down. The tenant puts on a different lock on his door. You get a violation from both sides. There's nothing you could do about it. And
so they should put in cameras into the buildings.
You could put cameras in the building, but you can't put cameras in the apartment. And that's a problem with they switching the laws. Now, they're saying that this law goes into apartment buildings, that from now on, we can't raise the rent if the apartment becomes vacant. And now they're going after not even rent control or rent stabilized buildings, on a building that has no rules, that you build a brand new building. They're going to tell us now what rent, even though there's no control on that building. It's a brand new building. I built it from scratch. I spent a few million dollars. You're going to control my rent and my increases. This is just crazy. And nobody knows. And there's like 1,200 people, which I'm going to go speak in front of these people. And they're just passing the bills and nobody stops them. And your assembly and your Senate is doing it. And your city councilmen like Deutsch and Yeager and this other crazy lady from the other district over there that beat the Flatbush girl, they're just letting this go on. And Mayor de Blasio is defending it. So not only are the landlords going to go bankrupt, the city's going to be able to take away our buildings from us because we can't pay our taxes, water, and sewer, and we're going to have violations. You should see people just get violations. They change the laws. Like, the building department has a set of rules. When we get a violation, we go to court, we sit before a judge. And then they told the judges, you get $5 for every case if you rule against us. Right. Now they're saying we don't even have to follow the city laws. We just changed ourselves from ECB to oath. So they have a new set of rules that they don't have to even follow. So we don't even know how to win the cases. We can't even defend ourselves. And the city does whatever they want. And our city council, that's why when I get to be city council, I'm going to get on the building department committee, and I'm not going to let them just run rampant. They do whatever they want. They make us get violations. And then when we try to correct the violations, they don't allow us to do that. I'm an expediter. So I try to file the plans, and it takes, instead of usually getting, I can fix the violation in a day, a week, 2 weeks. To get the plans approved, take 8 months. So it takes me longer. I get more violations for not complying. It's just a ridiculous way the city government runs. Now, they want to make these rent control guidelines again. I'm back to that one. And they're going to control us. So now it's only made for buildings. Just imagine that I live in my own private house and I want to rent it out. Or Yankee, you have an apartment and your family gets big and you want to make an income. So you buy a house and you want to rent out your apartment, right? Somebody, I'm going to tell you not only what rent you could get, I'm going to tell you how much you can raise it every year, which is not fair. I built this apartment. It's my home. And now I'm going to have a problem that even these judges, you can't evict somebody from your house if you have a violation. But the violation was created by the tenant. So how can I fix it? So I have to sue the tenant to get back into the apartment. If I get into the apartment to fix it and he doesn't break it, there's an inspection, then I can evict you. You're talking that this is, they just do whatever they want. And this is what I'm trying to tell you citizens out there. You've got to stand up. You've got to make a change. You've got to get rid of Natalie. You've got to change your councilman. You can't allow the assembly. You should be listening or going on the websites of the assembly and the Senate and see. I mean, how could somebody pass 9 pieces of legislation? I worked this week like crazy in my office, and they don't even read the rules, by the way, guys. Most of them, these legislations are 50, 60, 70 pages, and each one in the assembly wants to pass a bill. So you're talking, they're passing hundreds of bills. How do you pass 40, 50 pieces of legislation? Can you really actually read 40 books at 50 pages each one and then understand it all? And even when the Constitution doesn't allow their bill to be legal, the Assembly and the Senate have a special group of lawyers who know how to go around the Constitution. Our Constitution that says you can't go screwing around with people of your city or state or please, these guys can break the Constitution that was created in America because they're so good with the laws you can't even beat them if you take them to court. And this is just ridiculous.
It's insane.
We have to stop this. We need new politicians. We need a time for a change. We need Trump back in office. We need Heshy Tischler in office. That's why. Say it, Moshe. Who we're going to vote for?
Heshy Tischler.
Uncle Heshy.
Uncle Heshy, the voice for the community.
The voice for the people. I agree with you. That's good. We have to find me a good slogan for the next election.
Let me just say that there's a saying, always go with your heart. It may be on the left, but it's always right. So when you vote for Uncle Heshy, your heart is telling you the right thing.
Very, Yankee, I think you're getting a raise, even though I don't pay you tonight. Anyways, guys, these are the things that issue. But now I'm going to go even a step further. You know that I've been bitching about drugs, and this is I want to talk to both of you. You guys are in your late 20s, and you understand that a lot of people are saying that drugs should be legal. Now, Yankee, personally, I'm not going to say why, but you personally have seen it affect your own people who surround you over the years and how drugs has affected family members and friends. I mean, should marijuana be legal?
Not at all.
Not at all. It is terrible. Just marijuana. They're saying, oh, it's okay. You can even drive a marijuana.
It'll be the cause of murder, car crashes, everything.
Car crashes, and it leads to worse drugs.
It leads
marijuana is bad. Forget any drug is bad if it's not properly.
Marijuana is level 1. Then you're going to go level 2, level 3.
But they're saying no, it's not going to happen because marijuana should be leisurely used. I mean, marijuana is okay, Yankee. Marijuana is not so bad because it doesn't affect you. That's wrong. Am I right?
Correct.
And you've seen how marijuana can lead to crack and other bad drugs and stuff.
And you see everybody in the street.
Now, when they do the drugs, Yankee, supposedly they don't die. Do they get sick and die?
Eventually they do.
How does it affect them? Because you know this personally. What does it affect them? It affects what? Their heart?
It affects the heart, affects the brain.
Affects their liver. And you've seen it. You've seen people suffering personally.
I've seen people, homeless people who used to, I see it all the time.
And this is just, and you're one of the young people, and you're saying no to drugs.
I say no to drugs.
What about you, Moshe? You're a Tischler, so I never know which way you can go. What is your opinion on this?
I think it should be the punishment for doing it. I don't think it has to be legalized, but it should be like you get like a traffic ticket or you go through a red light.
I have no problem with that.
Something like that. So you get a fine to do it, but I don't think there should be jail for it.
Okay, no jail, but should you legalize it? You can buy it in any corner store. That you can just go and buy the marijuana, and you know that. You know when you were younger, and I know both of you. I know you since you're the first graders. You snuck in a drink, a beer. You were able to make a fake ID and get it. When you guys were 21, what's the first thing you did? All drinking. Same thing with marijuana. Once you become legalized age, you guys are going to start buying it legal. Or even if not, you'll buy it before, make a fake ID. So 16, I seen it at the youth center. 16, 17, 18-year-old kids smoking marijuana. They're not working. It's affecting them, like Yankee says, their brain, their body. And what's going to happen now? You can get it off the street. That's why I don't want marijuana to be legalized.
Also, they go bankrupt. They lose all their money.
Right. And they kill themselves when they get depressed. And then when they're falling in a hole with money, they get more depressed. A 21-year-old boy, it's $60,000 in debt. I've seen them kill themselves. That's why, Moshe, you're doing great when you're going helping against the college tuitions and so on. Tell me about that also, Moshe. What do you mean?
Now is graduation season, so I think it's a very good time to talk about it to whoever just finished college or
what are the average student loans, by the way?
So I read reports of it cost about $33,000 a year in tuition. So it depends. If you want to, the dentists are really the highest. People have $300,000-$400,000. Doctors have $200,000. But most people on average have $60,000-$70,000 in student loans when they're finishing school.
And what do? They pay it off till they're 50 years old.
Well, the best option is really to pay it off. But yeah, you have people that are 60, 70 years old having debt, and young people like my age, 27, 28, 30 years old, they want to start a family, they want to buy a house or whatever, and out of the paycheck every month, they're not even getting their use of their education. So they're not making as much money as they could get. And a lot of times the degrees are not worth so much. So therefore, you could
keep going.
Therefore, the schools, a lot of people, they're not making as much money as they could and be able to start their life, even though they went to college and they went to get an education and started. And their life starts much later. And
now, I also was reading that a lot of older grandparents are responsible because they co-signed these loans, so they're now responsible when their children or grandchildren miss a payment. Am I correct?
It goes under credit, and since it's a federal loan, you cannot go bankrupt on these loans. So if you default, then they could garnish your wages and tax returns
forever.
Wow.
Yeah, till you get out of it, you go on a rehab program.
Now, I heard there are states in like the Midwest that if you go work there for 5 years, they'll pay off your student loan or wipe it out for you. Did you hear stuff like that?
You do have it. You have it's called the public service program, that if you work for a government program or a nonprofit or as a teacher, you have a 10-year term instead of a 20-year term, so the government is forgiving you on your loans. Now, the problem is the government makes it very hard to get onto the programs, because they don't want, it's taxpayers' money. So they said, I read a report since the beginning of the year, 2019, almost 74,000 people got approved, and 800 applied for the loan, and 800 something got approved.
Wow.
So the
out of 74,000 people, not even 1% got approved to get.
Exactly.
And your job is to do what?
Now, one of the reasons is a lot of people don't know. They make the paperwork, the documentation, very complicated.
Of course, government. Yeah.
But it is like any other program that the government has, like housing, food stamps, healthcare. This is one program made specifically for student loans.
Now, when you get, when somebody gets a loan, like if I give somebody a loan, right? Yeah. This person who gets the loan, it's like he has to pay it back. But if he never pays it back, it goes on his taxes like he made an income. Does he have to pay a tax on it that he made this as an income? Or when you get the student loan forgiven, he's wiped out completely and doesn't even have to pay taxes on what he got?
So there is a term on the loan. So if somebody's qualified for a $0 program, then eventually they will have to pay taxes at the end of the loan. But there is a way, there is a form that's out there that they could.
And they can able to start their life free and clear and go like a normal person.
At least, what they do is the lenders are predatory lenders. That means that they're out there to get you. When you take out, let's say somebody takes out a $20,000 loan, they don't just give you $20,000. They split the loan up. They'll give you $5,000 on one loan, 6, 7. People have like 10 loans on their name, and they want to go rent an apartment. They go to the bank and get a mortgage, and it comes up on their credit. And you're paying 6, 7, 8, 9% interest on the loans.
Wow.
And by the time the loan ends, you're paying double or triple the loans.
I know my son is going to law school now, and it's like crazy money costing him every year. And my nephew, who's my lawyer, is already a lawyer for 2 years, my other nephew, and he says it's like just to pay back the loan, the interest is crazy. And he has to pay rent, and he just got married. It's just ridiculous out there. You're doing very good stuff, Moshe. I'm very proud of you, and I want you to continue to help these students. This way, I can go to college and know that at the end of the day, that if I can't finish it, at least you can get me a reduction on my student loan.
Absolutely. At least you don't pay interest and fees, and you'll get a better
What's the name of your company again?
It's called Simple Loan Solutions.
And where you located?
We're located right now in Lakewood, New Jersey.
But they just have to call you, or they don't have to come into you?
Everything they could come, make an appointment, sit with us. We'll show them. We'll sit down with us.
Or they do it all on the phone and the internet with you?
They could do it on the phone and the internet. That's the best way for us. We give free consultations to see what they qualify for,
And then
and
you
we
fill
make
out
sure everybody gets approved.
everybody.
And if it doesn't go through the first time, we always do the documentation over again.
Very nice. And what's your phone number again?
My phone number is 917-275-8962.
And your website?
And my website is simpleloansolution.com.
Very good. Guys, call my nephew Moshe. He's going to help you. He'll help your kids. If you know somebody with a student loan, call him. You see how complicated. You guys think that it's a joke, student loans. 60, 70, 80,000. And these loans, you can't go bankrupt again,
It's the
Moshe.
second biggest debt in America.
Second biggest debt.
$1.5 trillion.
No way.
Yes.
Did you hear that, Yankee?
Yeah.
$1.5 trillion, and we're not doing anything about it.
Well, the new politicians, Trump wants to change some things in terms of the loans. He wants to get rid of the lenders. There's another lady. She also wants to do different things, but they don't make it easy to get onto the programs. So
your specialty is to
Our
get them in.
specialty is to make sure you get onto the programs. If you say the show, we give you a special price.
Don't forget the Just Enough Heshy show.
Just Enough Heshy show.
Very good. And so now
And they could text me also if they want.
Oh, yeah, what number?
917-275-8962.
Very nice. Thank you, Moshe. That's very good. Now, Yankee, I want to talk about you a little bit personally before I go a little bit more ranting and raving about stuff. You when you go there, these little boys and girls, you give them little balloons, you make them happy, right?
100%, yes.
And how long have you been doing this?
So I just started not long ago. It's pretty new. I started off with
Not the business, but how long do you know how to do this kind of stuff?
so the balloons. I just started this year.
Right.
I watched a bunch of YouTube videos,
Oh,
and I bought a bunch of balloons,
Yeah.
and I sat and I started making and copying until I, Baruch Hashem,
What kind of balloons you make? Doggies and horses?
doggies, horses, giraffes, swans.
Very nice. And what about magic? What do you do?
So I have a couple of card tricks. Like,
You pull a rabbit out of a hat?
no,
No.
I don't think my wife will appreciate a rabbit in the house.
Do you make? Oh, you have to have a real rabbit. I thought it just comes up magically. and what about the water? You turn the water over and it sits in the air magically.
I know how to do that trick too. Yeah,
Very nice. Right? So you entertain the kids for an hour, 2 hours straight, no breaks.
depending on if they want 2 hours. Correct.
Very nice. So again, how do we reach you, Yankee?
917-680-7483.
Now, guys, I want to talk to you about mental health.
Let's also remind people the phone number if they want to call
Oh, right.
in.
Call into the show, 718-303-9090. As you know, we're trying to take the matter serious. If you don't want to call in, don't call in. I don't really care. But I would like you to call in. You can voice your opinion, everybody. But again, we're going to talk about one more very serious issue. You guys know that the shooting in California with that rabbi in the synagogue, right?
Yes.
Okay, that was very bad. And it wasn't the first time. It's our second synagogue. And then there's another shooting in Virginia and another shooting in a Pennsylvania college. It's just getting crazy. So I have this crazy rule, which now a lot of people in the Senate and the Congress are getting in. The thing is, stop guns. Gun violence is terrible. It's terrible. I hate guns. What's your opinion on guns? Even though the Second Amendment, don't forget, let me tell you, says that every person has a right to bear guns. Now, I believe that I'm mentally ill person. I know what you're going to say. Well, we have to take mental health tests. But again, the right of if you pass the test, I don't have to keep going back. They want to make a gun registry. People don't want to do it. But I'm telling you that illegal people are getting guns. There's so many guns on the street, and where are the guns coming from? They were legal guns that were stolen, robbed, or by mistake lost. Guns are bad. I believe ban guns across the country. I know the Second Amendment says bear the arms, but I'm against guns. What's your opinion on guns, Yankee?
I think guns lead to violence. But my wife has cousins in Pittsburgh,
Right.
and her uncle plus a bunch of other from people in Pittsburgh carry a gun to shul now.
Really? They're going
Half of Pittsburgh. I've been to Pittsburgh for Shabbos. A lot of the men carry a gun on them in the talus bag.
Wow. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
That's how crazy it is that people have to carry guns to protect themselves from other crazies.
Correct.
Yankee, we were watching a video, you and me, about a crazy Nazi guy, right?
Yeah.
Tell the story. I want you to tell them what happened.
Two yeshiva boys saved this guy. I forgot where it was again.
Whatever.
And
Drowning.
and they saved him. They saved his life. And then once they saved him, they realized that he had a tattoo of a swastika on him.
And the cop told him that, right?
The cop told him that.
And they told the cop, tell him who saved this Nazi swastika.
The boys.
The two Jewish boys.
Yeah.
You see how good we are. You see how good, if you try to do good, you can make the world a better place. And I bet you that guy, I don't know if he'd appreciate it, but maybe he did appreciate it, you know?
Maybe he'll convert.
And I heard a rabbi today say a story, and at the end of his story, he says the guy whose life was saved wanted to give a reward to the fireman or whatever. The fireman says, "Just my reward is that the your life that I saved should be worth living." Guys, so you hear that? The life that you have, you should make it worth living. Very, very important. Now I want to go on to something called mental illness. And again, I'm telling you that I know that mental illness is affected by 25% of this country. 25% of this country is taking medicine. And we've all seen somebody who's sick, somebody in our youth center. Moishi, we all have friends that had nervous breakdowns or something. You guys are already 30 years old, so you understand this. Mental illness is not being taken care of in this country. We have young boys and girls that are killing themselves. And Mayor de Blasio, not only for the mental illness, but for the special needs kids, they're making believe they help them, but you are living in my community. You guys live in Borough Park and Flatbush and Midwood. Do you see any drug rehab centers? No. Two youth centers. One is our place, which I hate. Now, you told me your friend, Yov Hiking, which I hate very much, used to do these job fairs for people.
I used to always see by Dofak in a job fair in Flatbush, Borough Park.
And now, nothing. He didn't do it for years. He got bored. That's it. Now he's too busy. Instead of working on anti-Semitism in New York City, he's flying down to Germany to stop the anti-Semitism there. Why don't you worry about our community? That was his problem. He never worried about our community. He was too busy in Israel. He was too busy in California or Miami. He was helping some lady in Miami with a Nazi thing on the beach while he's sitting over there, and instead of being over here voting for us and helping us out. This is where your politicians belong. There's a drug center in the middle of Borough Park. You know that? Where young guys going buying marijuana and other stuff. There's a drug center right near you, Yankee, on Avenue N. We're in Flatbush. And nobody says a word about it. And you know that. Look, I mean, we smell the marijuana as we walk down the street.
Right.
We see them, and Yankee, and you know people who personally do crack from our yeshiva days. I mean, I saw a picture of you. You just showed me one in first grade with you and my son. I mean, how many of the boys in your class have fallen? I know one of them that did fall. It was terrible.
Yeah.
And what do we do about it? Nothing. We have no drug centers. One youth center, which I believe is great, 1225. It's on 12. It's called 1225, and they made a very nice campaign. And we're located at 1229 39th Street. We have food Sunday night, Tuesday night, Thursday nights. So we can play pool, television. We have a GED program. We need to help our young kids and guide them who fall off the path. And basically, our politicians don't care. They don't give us the money. And we have to have private food centers and private
crazy.
places. And there are some kids sleeping on the street, right, guys?
Yeah, Ocean Parkway with cover. Yeah,
Nobody believes me. Ocean Parkway. They're living on the street, boys and girls, and we don't care. And you know what upsets me about it? Because our politicians are so busy taking pictures. They're standing up in the council or the Senate saying, "Oh, look, I passed another bill." Did you come out to meet us? You know, on election season, I always see the politicians are like Yeager. He goes from store to store, from VIP on 13th Avenue to Delhi 52 to another place called Ips, and he takes pictures with everybody and has chulin. This is the only time we actually see them. You never see them walking down 13th Avenue stopping. You know, I was walking to Flatbush on Shabbos to go visit my granddaughter. By the way, I forgot to give a shout out to my granddaughter, Mira Nava.
hello, Miranava.
Yeah, well, she's your cousin. She's
Hello, cousin.
yeah,
The next Tischler generation.
the next, even though she's 3 months old, I can still say shout out, right?
Sure.
Okay, Mira Nava.
You'll make sure she never forgets that you're shouting her out.
Shouting out, we're cool now that with YouTube and videos and everybody watching you wherever you go. Yeah, everybody can record it. So my point,
The first one that doesn't have to say Uncle Heshy.
no, but I have a new name. Did you know my new name?
Big H.
Big H.
Big H. Both of you. I'm taking you both out to dinner just for that. Anyways, guys, my issue is that we have mental illness. Now, of course, you have the homeless people in the trains and the parks and whatever, but the people at home that have the issues that nobody knows about and can't afford the medicine, these are the things that our politicians are not taking care of. So people say to me, Heshy, what is your plan? My plan is in an $88 to $90 billion New York City budget, not state budget, to find more funding. There's $1 million that each councilman has to give out to different charities. Do you know that they give it out to their buddies or somebody starting some organization or business? We have food centers, youth centers that we have to come, aftercare programs. I mean, your wife works in an aftercare program for little kids, right? I mean, a baby center.
Right.
I mean, these people are paying it out of their pockets. Nobody's doing it. Nobody's helping them, and it's costing quite a bit of money, and it's a struggle because these mothers and fathers have to work. You know, Councilman Deutsch, I like the boy. I know him for many years, but he's whacked. Do you know that he got kosher meals for students in school? Wow, it sounds great, right? But the money goes to public schools, to the
Old school.
non-Jewish kids. Are you crazy? I mean, do you not even know how to run the money? You know, Avenue F Park, 2 years till it got opened. Everybody's so happy they opened the park, and Mr. Councilman Yeager is going to take credit. Wow, look, I fixed up a whole new park again. It took you 2 years. I would like to know how much money it is, because when I was a contractor, I could have done the whole job in 30 days, had it up and running, and been 10% of the budget you spent. But again, no control, no understanding, and they just keep doing crazy, crazy things. I saw the garbage men this week picking up garbage, and I got angry because I was watching them. I get up 4 or 5 in the morning, and I see them throwing the garbage like animals in there. They throw it back. Half of the stuff goes in the street, and the sanitation guys come around between 6 and 8 o'clock, and they give you a ticket because you didn't sweep up quick enough. Now I have to go to school. I have to put my children on the bus. These guys are looking not only to give me this ticket, I'm not even going to fight $100 or $300 ticket. And these are the things our city does. They don't care about us. They just have their own crazy rules. And again, I would control it. I would slow it down. I'd put more people out there. But I'm happy they pick up the garbage 4 or 5 in the morning instead of picking it up 11 o'clock.
When you have to move your car.
When you have to move your
Did you see
car.
there was a picture going around on Instagram of 4 or 5 yeshiva bachrim helping out the garbage men? It was viral.
When my
After
garbage men come to me, I help throw the garbage in there. I sometimes have a little bit more extra, and I know I don't want to stress them out. That's what you have to put in a nice spot. But some of them just zoom by, and they don't even pick up your garbage if it's too much, or you put out extra wood.
Or they'll leave it in the street. your
Right,
garbage can.
you're not allowed to give out metal. You're not allowed to give out electric anymore. I mean, you have so many crazy rules that you can't even throw away the garbage that you want to throw away.
I think they should make an app that you should see when the cleaning trucks come. So you move your car, and then you move it back, so you don't have to wait for an hour and a half.
I
Park
agree.
on the other side.
That's
of the
what I
street,
said.
Wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. After you go 2 o'clock in the morning, you come home at night. You finally find the spot. And 8 o'clock in the morning, you have to be up on your vacation day to move your car again.
Right.
And it's cold.
It's
and
cold
raining.
or hot. I said that 2 years ago and last year that we should have, that we don't have to move our cars for 3 hours when the truck is coming, because sometimes they don't come, or they have the days off and people don't even know it, even though you have 311. And it's not, or they come after they're supposed to be there. You're supposed to move your cars from 9:30 to 11, and the street cleaner never comes, or the garbage man never comes. And what happens? Boom, you have to put your car back, and they never clean the street anyway. So many different times. And even with the buses parking on the street, you know that we can't find parking because of the buses.
Right.
I have ways, and that app idea, I'm going to keep pushing that app idea. We must be able to tell our city, you know, right now in Borough Park, they closed down like 5 streets, 45th Street and 9th Avenue. You should see, it was ridiculous. Not only are the trucks double parked, you can't even go down the block when they close the streets. No control, no system. The community board has no idea. What the community board is so happy with is that they're smiling. Look, we took another picture and we were able to prove another breakfast. Now they closed down 5 or 6 streets. Nobody knows what's going on. They have a permit, but not a real permit. Yeager moves the cones by himself. Councilman Yeager, you should see him. He opens the street up, but the reason is so he can find himself a parking, you know. But you know, we have a picture of it. But the point is they close down 5 or 6 streets. There should be a system. You can't close down the whole place and have truck. You're talking, the other day they closed down like 3 blocks on 17th Avenue. Everybody's going down to 16th and 18th Avenue. To drive 1 block took me 40 minutes. And just remember, a bus is in front of me, stops for another 5 minutes, dropping off kids. It's just not crazy. When a police officer comes behind you, he puts on the speaker. Instead, what you have is, while the traffic is backed up, and I took a video, by the way, last week on Avenue J between Bay Parkway and Ocean Parkway. It takes an hour to drive that 1.5 blocks, and there's a hidden cop there hoping you make a mistake, which he should be out of his car directing traffic. Instead of directing traffic, what is he doing? He's giving tickets.
Correct.
Unacceptable. But guys, I'm just trying to show you what government is. When I'm in office, I can't watch the city, but I will be on the streets. I will be walking down the streets. When I was walking to Ocean Parkway to visit my granddaughter this Shabbos, many people recognized me and stopped me and asked me questions. And I'm not like Heiken or Yeager and only come out when the holidays come. I walk the streets. I meet the people. I talk to them. My office is open for community events. I am part of the legislation that I'm going to try to stop this leasing thing. I hope to do it. I am going to try to stop this crazy rent control law, which already nine bills passed based on this crazy rent law. And this idiot from Brighton Beach, this stupid district leader, you should see the way he was explaining it. He can't even speak English, you know what I mean? And he's trying to explain it to a group of people how the preferred rents, we have to stop it. And then when he says, I live in one of the buildings, come on, man, you make enough money and you're living in a rent-controlled building. I mean, this is ridiculous. This guy is a disgrace to the community. But again, he can live in a rent-controlled building. I remember struggling, and we're all scared to even try to get a little bit of food stamps or something because we don't want to take anything from the government. This guy who doesn't need it actually wants to be in a rent-controlled apartment or a rent-stabilized apartment is made for somebody that needs it or can't afford it. And I understand that. People struggle. You have 3 kids, 5 kids, you live there. But you're talking about these guys. These crazy people think that it's a joke, and they live there. And some of them are district leaders, some of them are councilmen, and they just keep pushing these laws, and they just let everybody get away with it. I'm disgusted with this craziness. Anyways, guys, that's my point tonight to you.
Do you have any callers?
We don't have any callers.
718-303-9090.
Because I guess nobody really cares about the important issues. And that's why I throw my hands up, guys. Sometimes when the community should get involved, we should get involved with our children, because sometimes I see some beautiful things. This whole week I've been having people calling with campaigns and donate me 100 here and 200 there and this school and that school. We need to care for our poor. We need to care for our homeless. We need to care for people who need food. I am part of a program which is your cousin there too, Moshe, Rabbi Fish, who runs Sheva Sachem. We feed 101 families every single week, 52 weeks a year, holidays, extra boxes. These are guys who goes tirelessly. And when in the hospital, when I go visit, tirelessly, people come every day. I can't do what they do. I wish I could do. I tried to volunteer, but these guys, you should pick your behinds up, everybody. Go volunteer in the youth center for 1 night a week. I require it in my office. All my 11 people, now we have 12, have to volunteer once a week at the youth center for me or at the hospital. But pretty much everybody does the youth. It's a requirement to work for me in the youth center for free. And if you don't do it, not a problem. I just want you to know that it will go on, that you don't do any community service. When it comes time for rent, for raises, don't come to me. I don't know if you're quite. If not, you can quit the job. I don't think that you are, because I judge people not only on the work that they do, and how they treat others, how they have it's like a doctor. You have to have bedside manner. And when you meet to the clients, like my partner's mean half the time to the clients, but I can't fire him, But the point is, but he's nice too. You got to be good to your clients. You got to go be good to your fellow neighbors. You got to be good to your community members. You got to go to the jails and visit people, even though they did something wrong. You got to make sure to help your fellow man. And now with the Jewish holiday coming up, guys, that's the whole thing. That God gave you the Bible. And what did he say? The first commandment, not the first commandment, but he's God and he made us in his image. And you have to be good to your fellow man. There's some kind of a Jewish saying. I don't want to say it, but you must be good to your fellow brother and sister. And these guys have to understand it. Some of us don't understand that. And it's very upsetting to me. And that's why these issues very seriously. When I run for us, I'm going to take it serious. I'm going to get up. I want to speak in front of the Rent Guidelines Committee. I want to stop the building department from walking around rampant. You know that they can shut down your building in 1 day. The city comes in and shuts down your building, and if you continue working, you get fines in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. It could happen. To open up your job, it could take 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months. Now, remember, some of these people are paying $30,000, $40,000, or they're paying rent because they can't live in their houses, or the middle of stuff. I had an inspector, and I want you to know this. He shut down a job because he didn't see the permits posted. I said, why don't you go online and you see it? No, I went online. I didn't see the electrical permit. I said, but you're looking in the wrong location. And he stopped the job. It took us 3 weeks for him to come back there. Now, I understand in the older days, guys, that the permits law says you have to post it in the window. Why? Because if the inspector comes by, he has to see that you're working with a permit because, he's driving by, he can't see it. But today with the electronic technology, with the telephones, with the internet, with the Wi-Fi, all you have to do is push a button and you see that he has a permit. Why must I post it in the window for you to see? Because that was the law, but you just found another way. And by the way, when they shut down a job like that, your fine could be $2,400. Get the $2,400 fine, you're shut down for a month till you get the job back open. I mean, these guys just don't care, and they keep torturing us. And I'm not only going after the building department, I'm going after the health department. It's 1 degree lower, but maybe your thermometer is wrong. Everybody knows, like even speeding. Right. And then the speeding cameras. And if a cop pulls you over, it has to be at least 5 feet over. if the speeding camera today, I got a call from the gas company, and the gas company wants to change the battery in my gas meter. So battery, doesn't it turn automatically? He says no. He says there's a battery in there that helps it generate to move around. He says it's running, it's defective, and your gas meter is running wrong. I said, I don't understand you. You've been ripping me off till now. Now you want to fix it. What about the credits from before?
Right.
But this is my point, that there's nothing you could do about it, that machines do make mistakes. So now they have red light cameras, which could give you a ticket. Or if you're on Avenue J and Bay Parkway, and then the bus automatically makes a short stop. So you have to stop at a crosswalk where there's no stop sign in the middle of a main street, that if there wasn't traffic, you'd be able to make it across. And the guy comes out and gives you 2 points and a ticket. The cops, and there's 2 cops, not once, 2 waiting for you on that corner, another cop waiting across the street for you, 3 cops looking to give tickets all day long. And I remember when I got a ticket and I was standing there, there's one cop that day standing there in front of the judge. And usually he gives you a ticket. You thought he went on his way. He sits there for a whole 2-hour session, and all the people in the courtroom are his guinea pigs for that day. And he comes on that day, and one after the next, he says the same excuse. How he gets them, how he got them, how they were in the right lane and they made a left lane. But Judge, there was a double parked car. I had to go around him, and there was not enough time to cut back. No. They don't care. The sign was too small. Well, you should have known it. These are crazy things that are uncontrollable, and our city does these people. Ladies and gentlemen, stand up, make a change, go out and volunteer. When election time comes, vote for Mr. Trump.
And vote for Uncle Heshy.
Vote for Uncle Heshy too, right? We are going head to head. Next year, I'm going to be retiring, and I'm going to go head to head, and I'm going to be campaigning, and I'm just not going to go out for chul at night. You're going to see me on the streets. Like I was telling you, I was walking down Ocean Parkway Shabbos. I stopped. People recognize me. I heard my name. How are you, Heshy? People see me. What can you do for us? How can you help me? And people come into me with other issues as well, helping children go through school. This year I have 2 girls graduating from high school that me and my family put through school. And your sister, Moshe, helped us get another girl into. I saw her help to get 2 girls in school. But I recently saw her get a girl who was on the street for 4 months, get her back into school and help her get funding. These are the things that we must do for our community. We must reach out to our fellow families. We must reach out to the poor guys. And I know I keep preaching this show after show after show, guys, but it's time. It's time to get with the program. Yes, you should go out and exercise too. I'm gaining a lot of weight, guys. I don't know how to lose weight. You guys are so skinny. I love you.
No, you look better than you did when I was a kid.
Yeah, I do?
A lot better.
Wow. Yankee, I'm now going to get you dessert at dinner too. But you see, I know Yankee since he's
going to eat your dessert.
Yeah,
he gets double.
He gets double, right? I can't. Well, Moshe, I'm not buying you nothing. By the way, Moshe's covered. We are going for the Shavuos holiday. I'm going upstate, and we're going to have between 12 and 19 people squeezed in. Moshe, I'm sorry, you're not getting a bed. You're going to get a cot or a couch.
Okay.
But my food is good. You're going to have a good time. You've come with me. Have you had good times with me, Moshe?
Always.
Always. Am I fun?
It's just enough Heshy.
I think you're going to have to be a regular cause. You just have to talk a little bit more. You boys are too quiet. You know what I mean? But I want to hear from you guys before we end the show. What are your concerns? What is your outlook for the future, Yankee? I mean, you have 2 beautiful babies, a boy and a girl, or 2 boys?
I have a boy and a girl.
Boy and a girl. I mean, do you see that the future is dangerous? I mean, it's very hard out there, from jobs to getting apartments to because everybody's scared to even rent apartments, because when it's vacant, the city's going to come in and control you. Or if you get the wrong tenant. I just had to renovate an apartment. If somebody had taken off the street that I helped out for many years, when he walked out of there, you should see the place. He left me garbage, broken walls, broken doors, no mercy whatsoever. Now, I was a tenant when I was younger too with your Aunt Linda, and I just want you to know, Moshe, my place was spick and span clean. I painted it. I kept it working. When something broke, I fixed it. You're supposed to be responsible for the things that people give you. Some people just don't care. I've gone to so many apartments where the people just treat themselves garbage, live like animals, and they don't care because it doesn't belong to them, or they're not responsible. And all they have to do today, 311, call on your neighbor, rat on your neighbor, and now they
have an app now, 311.
They have an app, 311?
Yeah.
You don't have to even pick up the telephone.
You can download an app and put in a complaint for mice or your apartment or anything.
Just a lie, and that's it. And the guy comes down, and you let him in, and you can put something fake, and boom, you don't have to pay rent anymore. That's how simple it is. And we're just not honorable. We have to be honorable. We can't be controlling people's lives. I mean, it's just I'm lost, guys, but I'm going to never give up. I'm going to fight. I'm going to be here for you people out there. We still have 2 more shows. Next week, we're going to have some comedian on the show. We're going to have a good laugh. But this show, I want to be serious. We're going into the holy day of Shavuos. And I'm going to talk now a little bit religion, which usually I don't do. God, according to the Jewish Torah, came this day onto the mountain. Am I correct so far, guys? Or am I looking? Because you guys know the Torah, and they say that I'm not too bright with this. And he gave us the Bible, the commandments. He told us to be a people, but not only a people for the Jews, but to be leaders of the world. He didn't wipe out all the other nations of the world. He tried to, according to Jewish law, that he only gave it to us, but he tried to tell us, look, you guys are the leaders. You should show how other people, you should be inspiration. You should be a teacher. You know, it's very important when you're an older person, you have to be an inspiration. You know what I mean? You can't just do crazy things. A lot of parents think that, oh, you could do whatever you want, and my children should be better than me. You know what I mean? My children will do things differently. Your children learn from you to be abusive. I know that every father screams at his kid, Yankee. Don't get me wrong. Everybody loses their temper. I even fight with my wife, Linda. I lose most of the time, but I even fight with Linda, and she's always wrong. Always. What do I do about that, Moshe?
It's nothing.
We have to say that they're always right. Always right.
I do, but everyone,
It's hard, but you have to.
I know. It's just crazy. I mean, and I was trying to. I had 2 ladies in my office this week, and I was screaming at them. I said, "You're all wrong. All you women are wrong." And then one of them wrote me a big check, and I said, "Oh, you're so pretty."
Actually, you always know how to.
I know how to make this out. You know what I mean? It's very important. If the woman wants to be right, sometimes Linda buys me dinner. I'm so happy. You know what I mean?
So there's a joke of you know what you're
It better
saying
be
of
funny.
the parents,
Yeah.
of course. You have to laugh anyway.
I
even
will
if
laugh.
it's not.
You're my nephew. Go ahead, Yankee. Please help me laugh.
So
Go ahead. You're running out of time.
somebody, his son is becoming bar mitzvah, and the father tells him, "Oh, you can't talk in shul. You have to come on time. And you have to be a good boy and do this mitzvah and that mitzvah and this mitzvah." So he goes over to his father. He says, "Dad, when are you becoming bar mitzvah?"
Okay. See,
So we have to teach by the example.
we have to teach by
And
example.
then that's how they become good, because it's crazy.
Right.
They can check up anything on the internet today. They have this. Google is smarter than us now.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, I was listening to a Mr. Klein, a nice man who lost his daughter to drugs, and he is for legalization of marijuana. He says if marijuana would have been legal, it would have been easier for him to control his daughter because she would have gotten pot legally instead of these pills or whatever, and she wouldn't have died or overdosed. I disagree, because by introducing them to pot, you know, or learning from their friends, like anybody, you will die. Maybe you'll live to. There are a lot of pot smokers that I know. I know guys in my yeshiva who smoke pot and still smoke pot today, and 1 or 2 maybe has made it luckily or successful, but most of those potheads did not make it. A lot of them are just lost, and I'm disagreeing that legalization of any kind of drug is good. Now I'm going to ask you a religious question before we end the show. You know that abortion is legal in this country.
Yeah.
Okay? There are a few states that are saying abortion should not be legal. Now, you Jewish religious boys that are against abortion, I got that. But do you have a right, now I'm talking not Jewish religion, have a right to tell somebody else if they're allowed to have an abortion or not?
You can voice your opinion,
Right.
but you can't tell them don't do it.
But they want to tell, the government wants to tell you not to do it. What's your opinion on abortion?
Well, maybe
Can
I would say
abortion- yeah.
if they don't want, instead of killing the child, maybe if you don't want your child, I'll adopt a child.
Okay, I got you the adoption, but some people don't want to go through the 9-month process. Some people don't want, they can't mentally, you know, again, pregnancy with postpartum depression and giving away one of your children can affect you down the line, and it's not a good thing. So I'm just telling you, sometimes abortion is an answer. Not
On a
that I
regular
agree
basis,
with
you
it.
shouldn't tell somebody
It
what to do.
depends when it is, and it depends, and it's the parents.
I'm not talking
choice.
about, it's right. It's the lady's choice to do whatever she wants with her body. Even though we don't agree that abortion should be correct,
Right.
but still that's your opinion. And again, you will teach your children that, and I'm against
As long as it doesn't affect the world, everybody can do what they like
Whatever
to
they
do.
right, exactly. Very good. I'm very proud of both of you. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank my audience. You guys were cool. You let me do all the talking without interrupting. Usually everybody interrupts me or over talks me. You guys are wonderful, good boys, and you are our future leaders. I want you to voice your opinions. Again, Donald Trump is a good man, and Jerry Nadler is a fat, short Nazi. I mean, right? Agree.
Slow down.
Just remember, you got to vote for Uncle Heshy.
That's right, everybody. Just be ready when election time comes around next year. We're going, or 2 years, whatever it is. We're going after them. I want you all to vote for Donald Trump. I think he's going to be a great second term. They're never going to be able to impeach him. But look at this: money, time, television. Even though our show is coming to the end and the music is going on, I'm telling all of you, thank you very much, Yankee. I love you. Moishi, you are just wonderful, handsome. We're going to have a great yontif together. And that's it. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night.
everybody.